Hello friends, today we are going to learn about kinematics of rectilinear motion. This presentation is prepared by Mrs. N. Sawan, Mr. M. A. Patwardhan and Mr. Y. D. Kute. In this topic, we are going to see what is kinematics of rectilinear motion. Our learning objectives are to understand what is rectilinear motion, and at the end of the topic, students will able to find out kinematic quantities such as position, displacement, velocity, acceleration and time. Topics which are covered under this presentation are introduction, position and displacement, velocity, acceleration and type of motion. Let's start with the introduction. So what is kinematics? Kinematics is a branch of mechanics which deals with the study of motion of the objects without considering cause of motion of that object, that is force. In this chapter or in this presentation, we are concerned with the kinematics of rectilinear motion. In kinematics, we do not consider the force which causes the motion. So how to analyze the motion? So without considering force. So in the kinematics, we consider the other parameters such as position, velocity, acceleration, displacement and time to analyze the motion of the particle. So we can say motion change of position with time. Rectilinear motion is a motion along a straight line. What is then position? The straight line path of particle can be defined using single coordinate axis as shown in the figure. At any time t equal to 0, position of particle is given by x equal to 0. After time interval t, the particle is at a position x. That means from the figure we can say that at time t equal to 0, the position of particle was x equal to 0, and when it moves from x to x in time interval t. Displacement. The change in position of particle is known as displacement. For example, if the particle moves from P to P dash as shown in figure, the displacement of the particle is given by delta S. That is, delta S is equal to S dash minus S. That means the final position of particle minus the initial position. Here, delta S is positive since the particle's final position is towards right of its initial position. Likewise, if final position were to the left of its initial position, delta S would be negative. Velocity. If the particle moves through a displacement delta r from P to P dash during time interval delta t as shown in the figure, the average velocity of the particle is given by V average is equal to delta r upon delta t, or considering V as an algebraic scalar, we can write V equal to delta s upon delta t. Average velocity or mean velocity. If body is moving with a velocity with which the distance travelled by the body in the same interval of time is same as that of its variable velocity, the average velocity is given by u plus v divided by 2, and displacement is given by u plus v divided by 2 whole bracket into t. Let's check out the sign conventions for velocity. Since delta t is always positive, the sign or direction of velocity depend on delta s or ds or delta s. When delta s is positive, the particle is moving towards right and the velocity is positive. When delta s is negative, It indicates that particle is moving towards the left from its origin, and so the velocity is negative. Acceleration. The rate of change of velocity with respect to time is known as acceleration. When the particle moves from P to P dash, if the velocity of particle at P is v and v dash is the velocity of particle at P dash, then average acceleration during the time delta t is given by A average is equal to delta v upon delta t. The instantaneous acceleration at time t is found by taking smaller and a smaller value of delta t and corresponding smaller and smaller value of delta v, so that our equation becomes A is equal to dv by dt or A is equal to d square s upon dt square. Let's check out sign conventions for acceleration. Acceleration will be negative when the particle is slowing down or its speed is decreasing. It is said to be deaccelerating. As well as acceleration will be negative when the particle is moving toward left with increasing speed as per sign convention. Acceleration will be positive when particle is moving fast towards right or its speed is increasing. Acceleration will be zero when particle is moving with constant speed. Let's see which are the types of rectilinear motion. Uniform velocity motion. If body travel equal distance in equal interval of time, it is said to be moving with uniform velocity. Uniform acceleration. When velocity of a body changes by equal amount in equal interval of time, the body is said to move with uniform acceleration. Last one is the variable acceleration. When the velocity of the body changes by unequal amount in equal interval of time, the body is said to be moved with variable acceleration. So these are the types of rectilinear motion. We are going to discuss about all these types of rectilinear motion in detail in the preceding lectures. Thank you.